Hello, this is Chriso. As requested, this is a video portraying how you can recover progress from a crashed Unity project. This video will cover how to attain a project from Unity Hub under the Learn tab, saving the Unity project and having it crash, finding the location of the crashed project, properly saving the Unity project, and how to access the location manually. So, I already opened one of these projects up, but for my computer, basically it takes 5 minutes to open up one of these projects from the get-go, fresh. Real quickly, I wanted to show you where the location is that it's going to save these temporary projects from Unity Hub Learn. And I'll show you that I already have a project that's launched, so it's created that temporary file, and then I will show you that it's going to create a new file where the FPS microgame is going to be launched into. So, real fast, what you want to do if you wanted to try to locate your project manually is you want to open up a new Explorer window. You can do this by clicking on Windows E. And up here, up at the top, you want to type %temp%. This is a shortcut to go to the app data temporary folder. And in here, you may or may not find a huge amount of files. Up at the very top, this very long string of numbers and letters is my Unity temporary project that I already have launched. In here you will see I have assets, library, logs, packages, project settings, temp, init, code marker. If we go into assets, you can see that it has everything that you would normally find in a Unity project. Keeping that in mind, I have this project file already up here. And if I go and click on FPS microgame, open project, you will see it will create a new folder. Now, I'm not going to concern you with this at the moment. This is just so you can kind of understand where this stuff is going to be saving, and what you can do to access that stuff later on. So for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to open up a project. And in here, I'm just going to change a few things like the color of this token, make them purple. Alright, so in essence, we've completely changed how this project looks. If I quit out of this project, it'll ask if I want to save. You're darn right I want to save. It says, do you want to keep this project? Well, we launched it from Unity Hub Learn. So the project that it's asking if we want to keep is located in the temporary folder and therefore is not a kept project. You can clean out that temporary folder without any kind of problem to your computer. All files in there, if they allow you to delete them, will not affect anything. So by Unity asking, do you want to keep this project, it's doing you a service by asking if you want to have this project saved to a different location so you can access it later without the potentiality of accidentally deleting your file, your project. If we forget the project, then you're going to lose all the changes that you've done. And if we look at this 3D game, it's taken about 5 minutes for it to get to this point, and it's still not entirely loaded up. So if you had been working on this learning project, you're going to continuously have to restart the project, and that's no fun. or you're going to have to go to that temp folder and constantly reboot the project, and again, that's not very fun. Trying to remember exactly what the string of letters and numbers was is pretty much difficult enough. Now, before I do this, I'm going to click cancel. In order for you to remember where your file is, your project is, just in the case that you accidentally close it or it crashes, what you should do is you should go to any of these folders. My favorite is to go to the assets folder and right click and show in Explorer. What ends up happening is it takes you to that temporary folder that I mentioned before with the random string of numbers and letters. If you click up, you can see that it's that initial project that I had pointed out before the one that was created. This is the one that you want to keep hold of. So what I like to do is I like to just keep one of these windows open, click into it, keep this open, just minimize it, save it for later. And I will do all my work in here, I'll do whatever I need to, and then when I exit, if I click keep, this is an issue. Sometimes it doesn't like what you say that you want it to save as. So let's say we want to save a new Unity project on the desktop. We click save. We think it's going to be all good until this window pops up and it says moving file failed. What is the issue? Well, it says our temporary location to the desktop is denied. So if we try again, and we try again, and we try again, oh, that's not good, right? We could click cancel and we could actually appropriately do this, but let's say we don't do that and we, for some reason, decide to click force quit. Well, we've just crashed our project. And the shooter game just popped open. That was about 8 minutes of it loading up. You could see how annoying that might be if you have to constantly refresh the project. So we'll forget this project. So I had that folder open, which is really good. This means that I can go back to Unity Hub, and if I want to, I can go to projects. I can add the project that's in the temp folder. You can do this. You can click add, and you can click on that project file, select folder, and open up. Now we're going to open the project back up. As you can see, all the changes that we made are still there. We've got the little green outline blob, we've got the red crystal, we've got the purple crystals. And it only took a fraction of the time to boot this project up. That means this is the project that we had been working on before, and all of our saves are still there, which is fantastic. So personally, what I like to do is after this, as long as I know that this is in fact the project that I wanted to have, copy all the files on the inside to a new location. And to do that, it's as simple as Control A or drag, and then holding Control down and moving it to a different folder. And personally, I would actually remove it from this list because you don't want it to be in the temporary folder. So I'm going to add the project. I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to click on test. select folder. If I launch this, everything should just load seamlessly. There we go. Everything is a-okay. So, in order to prevent this from happening from the get-go, what we should do is we should create a new folder. If we open up a new project, let's do the platformer microgame. I'll cut this bit out. Alright, we're back. So, fresh project. Close tab. Alright. Okay, so we are going to change a few things. Let's say make this blue. And now it's green. The player's color to a vibrant red. Alright, so we have done everything that we wanted to this one. Let's go ahead and properly save the project out, because this is an issue that I had. What you want to do is you want to go to a directory that has no spaces. And then we want to save the project without any spaces. When you do this, it actually saves it correctly. And by doing this, you also have a location that you have actually asked for specifically. You can actually take this out of that initial directory if you don't want it in there. Personally, I like having it nested just temporarily so that I know exactly where it is that I'm placing it. If I number it or give it a specific name, I can search for it later and on my computer and just find it. Usually I save it on my desktop, so that's not too much of an issue, but as long as you do this simple step of saving it into a location without any spaces in the name, it will save out correctly. So never do the default new space Unity space project. Always make it one word with an underscore or a dash or something like that. So if we open up Unity Hub again, we want to add a new project, and it can be project test. If we do that, we click that open, we should see that this is the new one that we just created with the red character and the green crystal. And you didn't have to go to any temporary folder location, nothing that's messy. The project hasn't crashed, it just saved out seamlessly. You can see green crystal and you can see red character.